Hey, it's Denise. Today we are going to be reading chapter 17, 18, and 19. I am glad that you all enjoy this series and are excited to see more in it. Now, on to chapter 17. Deja vu. When Nico came to, he was in a very familiar place, in a hospital bed, with a certain son of Apollo looking down on him. What am I doing here? Nico asked, trying to sit up. He felt a sharp pain in his shoulder and winced. Don't sit up. Don't try to sit up. It's better to keep still. Do you remember what happened? We were climbing the lava wall, you fell, and I shuttle traveled you to safety. I blacked out from using too much of my power. I saw my dad. He told me I wasn't ready to die. But I woke up in your arms before passing out again. Nico recalled. Will dropped his clipboard. You... what? Get your words out like a big kid, Solace. The son of Apollo shook his head flabbergasted. Your father visited you? You were between life and death, and you said no? Nico nodded. So, do you happen to know what the blinding light I saw was? Will grinned. Actually, that was me. Chiron told me that I blasted a strong, brilliant light that vanished the darkness inside of you. So you should be okay with your powers unless you constantly overdo it again. It was Nico's turn to be shocked. You stopped my body from fading? He rubbed the back of his neck. Yep, pretty much. How in the name of my father? I have no idea how I did it. You were about to die, Nico. I was scared. How long was I out for? 8 days? What? Yep, it's September 22nd. What's happened since I've been out? Not much, everything's normal. Activities are still being done, including the lava wall. Apparently people have died on that thing before. Really? Why am I not surprised? Yeah, look, I'm really sorry. It's all my fault you're in here. If you would have died, I would never have been able to forgive myself. It's not your fault, Will. Yes, it is. If I could only be stronger. Will clenched his fist. I'm so weak. I'm so weak I can't even climb the lava wall. Hey, hey, you're not weak. You've climbed the lava wall probably 100 times. It was just one time that you messed up. Everyone messes up. Well, that one mess up killed you, Will yelled. Nico froze. What what are you talking about? Will looked at him as tears fell down his face. You were dead, Nico. You were gone. Your heart stopped beating. You went still. Shadows almost completely eating you away. Then you are even more extra extraordinary than you think, Nico said. You brought me back to life. No demigod has been able to do that since your brother Asclepius did it when he was still mortal. Will looked down at his hands. But what if I couldn't bring you back to life? What if you had died? I would have carried that guilt of someone I care so much about dying because I fell off of a rock. If it was a few months ago, you would have done me a favor. What? Will whip, Will whip, Will's head whipped up and he met Nico's gaze. Well, I've been ready to die since I was 10. If I had died, I would have gladly accepted death's embrace. I was drowning. Don't get me wrong, I wasn't suicidal. Well, maybe a little, but I would never have tried to hurt or kill myself. But once my sister died, I had nothing left to live for. We looked at him sadly. I'm sorry. No, that's not my point. Now it seems like I'm making this about myself. So, what changed? Hmm, you said that a few months ago you would have. Hmm? You said a few months ago you would have been fine with dying. What about now? Why didn't you let yourself die? Lost. Nico knew the answer to that right away. It was because of Will. Nico answered differently. I guess I have friends now that wouldn't have liked it if I died. And I have a home to stay at. Well, I'm glad you don't want to die anymore. Just know that I don't regret what I did. Just know I don't regret what I did. I would do it again, even if it killed me, in order to save you. Will stared at him. Why would you do that? I know that I would do the same for you, but it's not like you go around saying things like that to people. Nico blushed. Uh, um, you're my friend. Plus, you've helped heal me multiple times. Without you, I would be dead right now. Twice. I'm glad you're okay. Are you fine now? Not blaming yourself anymore? Will sighed. I guess I can't change your mind that it was my fault on this one. That's right. You seem to be catching on. So, anyways, you seem to be doing a lot better than when you came in. After you passed out, I had to carry you in here. You're super light. You need to eat more. Well, lucky for you, I'm starving. My powers tend to do that to me. You should have seen how much I ate when I was traveling with Hedge and Raina. After eating a whole plate full of food, Nico looked over at Will. Why are you still here? There's no patients beside me, and I'm fine staying here. I've eaten. Will looked at Nico, with his beautiful bright blue eyes. Because I'm your doctor. I'm not leaving you, but I'm not leaving your bedside. Now go to sleep. Doctor's orders. I don't remember if I said what chapter 17 was called, but chapter 17 was called Deja Vu. Now we're on to chapter 18. Distracted. Will could hardly sleep the 8 days Nika was passed out. He couldn't stop thinking about how cold his skin was, how he had stopped breathing, his heart stopped beating, yet held him, tears streaming down his face. He desperately needed him to live. Will loved how peaceful his face looked when he was sleeping. You couldn't tell how sad and broken he was. He looked younger. He looked younger, too, like the years of grief disappeared. He even smiled in his sleep once, and it was the most genuine smile he had ever seen Nico have. When Nico finally woke up for good, it had been 12 days since the lava wall incident, and Will had only left his bedside to go to the bathroom. His siblings brought him food. He didn't need anything else. Nico had been in pretty bad shape when Will brought him when Will brought him into the infirmary. His vitals were low, and he was pretty cold. It was probably the fact that even if the shadows didn't kill him, fatigue would. Will worked tirelessly into the night to get him back to normal, and he had tried not to worry when he didn't wake up because that happens when he shadow travels. When Nico finally did wake up, he was very sore and had aching and sharp pains everywhere, and he could barely lift his head to do anything. Will had to help him eat his food. On the day he left was the first day he could actually walk again. Will thought that was the worst physical pain Nico had ever gone through, at least that Will knew of. Once Nico had left the infirmary, Will took a very long shower and went to his cabin so he could actually sleep. He slept for 24 hours, not even waking up once. After he was all rested up, Cecily came to visit him in his cabin. That was quite the show, huh, Will? What do you mean? I mean with you and Nico on the ground, how you were crying and holding him, how you stayed in the infirmary afterwards. Will blushed. Don't worry. To everyone else, it just seemed like you were upset over a friend. But those of us who knew, Cecily pointed to himself, we know. Good. So how's D'Angelo doing? He's fine. I think he's really fine now, though. When I touch him, I... Wait. I think I messed up. Hold on. Good. So, how's D'Angelo doing? He's fine. I think he's really fine now. Though, when I touch him, I don't feel the darkness anymore. He's not in any current risk of fading. Cecily nodded. That's great. When will you tell him? I don't know. I don't want to ruin our friendship. Come on, Will. Don't be such a coward, says the one who won't admit his crush. Cecily's face turned bright red. That's different. Is it? Cecily stuck out his tongue at him and left. Cecily did have a point, though. He just didn't know how to do it. At lunch, his siblings kept on bothering him with whispers. Ask him out, whispered Kayla. Come on, Will, whispered Austin. You want me to do it for you? Whispered Brooke. Will shushed them all. His siblings could be so annoying sometimes. During afternoon activities, Nico caught him staring, which was strange because Will was always good at making sure Nico didn't see him stare. What? Nico demanded. Huh? Nothing. I was just seeing how well you're doing. I'm fine, Solace. Another time, Will was so distracted thinking about Nico, he accidentally shot an arrow into the sky. Are you feeling okay today? You seemed really distracted all day, Nico told him after that. I'm fine, I just have a lot on my mind. Then, when he was leading camp sing-alongs, he completely missed his cue at one point. That resulted in a lot of snickering. Will was never good with music anyway, but he felt embarrassed about messing up the song. When was he getting... Why was he getting so distracted over Nico lately? Will had hardly known he had a crush on Nico for a long... No, Will had known he had a crush on Nico for a long time now, so why was it so bad today? As he was heading to bed, Nico stopped him. He was surprised because it was usually Will who approached Nico. Hey, well, can I talk to you for a minute? Uh, sure, Nico. What's up? Are you sure you're okay? You've been acting strange all day. Really, I'm fine. Hmm. Really, really, I should be asking you if you're okay. Why? Because you slept for 12 days? I'm fine. A bit sore and groggy sometimes, a little dizzy, but fine. Well, head to bed, okay? I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. Okay, I just adjusted my seating position. But, chapter 19. The secret's out. Are you feeling alright, Nico? You look happier than usual, Will said as Will said to Nico as he was walking to the breakfast table. Indeed, Nico was happier than usual. He had a hint of a smile on his face, and he wasn't scowling like usual. He didn't even scowl when Will said that. Do you know what today is, Will? Will scratched his head in confusion. Um, Tuesday? No! Well, yeah, but not what I meant. It's October 1st. Will stared at him blankly. You know, Halloween month? Oh! That's why you're so happy? Well, whatever makes you smile. Nico rolled his eyes. So, what was Halloween like back in the 1930s? Will asked him. Most people wore classic outfits like skeletons, witches, and mummies. Trick or treating was just becoming a thing in the late 30s, and so was bobbing for apples. Really? Can I eat my breakfast in peace, Solace? After breakfast was over, Will bothered Nico with more questions. What are you going to be for Halloween? Nico laughed bitterly. You think I'm gonna dress up? I haven't dressed up since I lived in the past. Plus, it's for kids. We are kids. No, I mean, younger kids. Nico, everyone dresses up. You don't want to be the odd one out, do you? Nico stopped walking to clean his plate, and turned to face Will, looking at him dead in the eyes. Really, Will, I'm always the odd one out, no matter what I wear. Everyone looks at me funny. They hate me or are scared of me, and when I'm not being ridiculed, everyone forgets I exist. And when it comes to costumes, I think my today outfit qualifies enough. I didn't mean, I know you didn't. Nico, you need to stop thinking about yourself like that. There are there are people who don't look at you weirdly. People who notice you for who you are. Hazel, Jason, Raina, Gleason, Percy, Annabeth, Piper, Llewellyn, Cecily, me. And I'm sure there's more. Why do you care so much, Will? Why? I just don't get it. You're popular, cool, nice. Why would you want to hang out with someone like me? Some misfit, some weird son of Hades. Why me? Nico yelled. Isn't wanting to be your friend good enough? God, you're so damn stubborn, Nico. Will's expression was stern, and Nico was surprised to hear him lose his cool like that. Nico, please. There are so many reasons why I want to be your friend. Can't you just accept that people want to be your friend and not be so self-destructive? All you ever do is mope around, saying how you'll never fit in. Well, maybe you should give it a try. Being a son of Hades isn't as bad as you make it out to be. Look at Hazel. She's literally a a centurionen, I think. You're not an outcast. At least not anymore. No, you don't understand, Will. You'll never understand. Nico yelled back, on the verge of tears. What are you talking about? You can talk to me. Fine. You really want me to talk to you? Huh? Fine then. So talk. I'm gay. A single tear rolled down his face, but he quickly wiped it away. Will fell silent, his expression softened, and he tried to take Nico's arm. Nico swatted it away. Now you know my biggest secret. Now you could go tell the whole camp, and I can leave like I was originally going to do, like I've been doing for the past 4 years. Nico, there's nothing wrong with being gay. You really thought I was gonna tell everyone and make fun of you? You really thought I would do that? He looked hurt. Nico started to regret what he said. I'm going to my cabin. And don't you dare follow me unless you want to be the next one in the infirmary. That is it. That is a very harsh, very unique cliffhanger to leave you on. I am aware that you will all be, or hopefully you will all be, I'm assuming you all will be even more excited for the next part because I'm excited. Even though I've read all of this by myself, I'm still excited. So, any mistakes I made, I apologize. I really need to make a video of just all the mistakes I make because I make so many. I could probably make not an hour-long video. I haven't made enough videos for that. Actually, I probably have. So, once it gets there, once it gets there, okay. Once I remember, I feel like I'm probably gonna forget, but I'm gonna see if by the end of this series, I'm gonna see if I can if I can remember. My phone turned off again. I'm sorry. But I'm gonna see if I can remember to make a blooper compilation of this series and just all the mess ups and mistakes I make while reading this. Whether it be mispronouncing things, having to pause to recorrect my accent or recorrect my words, or just like take a full on break or a moment because I messed something up and I'm trying to figure out what it says. After this series, I'm gonna try to remember to do that, and I swear it's gonna be the funniest video I'm ever gonna make in my life. Anyways, have a good day, have a good night, have a good evening, whatever time it may be for you. Remember, you are loved and appreciated, and I personally love you all very, very, so very much.